So Jennifer, tell me about the panel that you were on.
Well, it was a real privilege to be on that panel. The wealth of knowledge and experience in that group of folks there was pretty amazing. I always feel like a bit of a green newbie talking to people who've been managing Indigenous innovation, managing heritage, managing capacity building for so long. So it was pretty wonderful. I would have liked to chat with them for a lot longer and pick their brains, but it was really great, and it was really welcoming to be a non-Indigenous person on a panel talking about Indigenous innovation. And I think that really goes to show the generosity that's happening in Indigenous communities and welcoming new ways of doing things. For non-Indigenous people, we're learning a lot.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure you have a lot of your own experience and perspectives to share in your work as an archaeologist. So,
and I've made a lot of mistakes, which has been a big part of that experience. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your experience working with First Nations in your job.
It's where the most value lies for me as a person. And so the job itself is quite hard. Physically it's hard, emotionally it's hard. You're often the last person out there to see these really important heritage sites before they're destroyed, to make way for a road or things like that. And so we find that this addition of community involvement, it's entirely reciprocal. We can help folks meet their cultural heritage needs, and they can help us make the work more meaningful. And that's why it's so important to work with communities on a personal level, because it's a hard job otherwise. As well, working with communities with archaeology, there's a whole level of interest and value working with these descendant communities that we wouldn't otherwise have. We're not descendants of the communities that we're working with. We don't know the ancestors who put this projectile point there. And so there's a level of meaning that's added to these projects that we work on that wouldn't otherwise be there.
Wow. What an incredible line of work.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So Jennifer, what are some of your favorite things about being at the BC Natural Resources Forum?
I think it's seeing the different trends. And so you come to a forum like this and you think, you're going to a panel, let's say, on technological innovation. And that is a trend, and that's why it was made a panel. But in the course of talking about technological innovation, you actually discover that there's more up-to-date trends happening. So what we saw in this morning's session on technological advances was actually people were really excited to talk about that within the context of reconciliation, First Nations communities, engagement, and I think that's actually becoming the flavor of this conference, which I think is a real sign of the times, and it's showing what's on people's minds.
Very interesting. Excellent. Has there been any takeaway points for you this year that have really stood out?
I think that it's never been a better time to be innovative. It's never been a better time to stick your neck out and want to do something a little bit different. I think people are ready. They're ready to do things a little bit differently. It's a really exciting time to be in BC, to be working in natural resource industries, all aspects of it, not just the folks out there engaging directly with the resources, but the tertiary and secondary communities. And I think it's just a super exciting time.